All right, I think we're live. Let's see if this does start up. No, it has not started up yet. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. It's a little
Started.
delay. It's a little delay. That's all.
Okay.
All
Oh, you did
right.
put a little picture of mine.
Uh huh.
Okay. Okay. I can wait. You go. You
I will be
go.
right back. K-Pro, you can say hi to everybody.
Okay. I will get things up and running, and don't worry. You can trust me. I won't say anything wrong.
I will post the link in some of the Facebook groups. How about that? But they should be subscribed. That way they don't need it posted in the Facebook
No, we
groups.
have almost 80% of our people that do not subscribe. So, uh-oh. I need to turn this down. And okay.
What's up, everybody? Surprise! We're live.
Hi.
Yeah.
What the
Boing.
heck is going on? Oh no, Daniel is confused. You're confusing me. Is today Sunday? Is today Monday? What day is it? What month is it? What year is it?
Well,
I don't.
plus on Monday's show last week, I was saying it was Thursday. I had totally the wrong day.
And we said we'll see you on Thursday, and then we didn't.
And then we didn't
And
go
then
live.
we.
Yeah, we were all discombobulated or something. I'm not sure what
And
the word is.
if you follow all that, you will find your place to indulgence. You will.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there you have it. So there it is. So, okay, Mike's going to be back in a minute. He's running away, and he'll come back. And we thought we'd start the live stream so I could tell secrets about him when he's gone, because that's the most fun thing to do.
What? Well, maybe I shouldn't leave now.
You
All
don't find
right, give
any
me a
humor
minute.
in what I say. You don't find any humor in what I say.
I can't. I gotta post these. Trying to find the Facebook groups is a challenge sometimes.
Yeah. So, yes.
All right, I'll be right back.
So Daniel, yeah, we've been a little off, but that's called life. But Mike will be right back. He'll like 2-3 minutes. But we wanted, since this is Mike should be sleeping. Czar, I heard the story. I don't know how you did, but I mean, decent night. But did you have any fish like me sitting at the table? I mean, I wonder. So yeah, I did. And let's just say I was like, I thought he was he'd call me by now, and it was pretty late. I'd say maybe afternoon before I got a call, and it's like I'm literally just getting up. I'm like, that czar. Why is there a thumbs down? Because Daniel, that's how the world works. That is how our world works anyway. I think our biggest fans are the ones that thumbs down, and that's okay because they're allowed to. They're allowed to thumbs up, thumbs down. They're allowed to do whatever they want. That's actually one thing that we're getting told that we need to do a little bit better. Did you know 70% of our subscribers do not subscribe to us, but they're consistently there? So we're going to try to do a little bit better. Mike and I have been talking a lot tonight about what do we need to do different, better, etc. But one of them is reminding the thumbs up, reminding the subscribe. And so we have decided maybe we'll go live a little bit more often that is off time because we're not just Monday, Thursday night. We have life happen, things happen. I'll explain that in a minute. But then I wish they gave us names. Oh, I have a list if you need it. I'm being funny, of course. I don't have a list. I don't know what they're talking about. Um, so we actually have a few things to talk about tonight. We wanted to talk about where were we last Thursday, Forrest Fenn's birthday, and some things happened, and we'll talk about that a little bit. YouTube doesn't care if you thumbs up and thumbs down. The person who hit the thumbs down is helping you guys. Evan Penn, that is true. But you still, if somebody thumbs down, that means they're concerned in some way or they think there's a negative in some way. And like I have the famous tagline on Thor and everywhere that I post anything is positive always triumphs over negative, or positivity always triumphs over negativity. And I learned that from Mike. And so Holly's like, hello. Yes, we decided to go live because we had a couple questions for you guys. We wanted to give a couple updates. And then they're just weird. No, they're weird in a good way. Do you ever have that like weird cousin or uncle or friend or somebody? My best friend in the world, she's weird. She calls me weird. We're weird. We're fine being weird. And when we're together, it's like Sloan and Forrest. I think we're weird together. So Mike, we're talking about the thumbs down that have already started, and
It's the thumbs down because we went live. I know.
this happens. So Mark Anthony is here. Hello. And then yeah, so we're here. We want to welcome back, Mike. And Bert Macklin. I don't think I've seen that name before. So Bert Macklin, welcome, my friend. You are a search friend. And everybody's my search friend because we're all in this together, even though we're all going for the grand prize. Somebody asked me on one of the trailers of an upcoming documentary, I've been quoted of saying, we're all in this together, but we're all looking for the grand prize, and second place is first loser, or something like that.
Second
I
place is first loser.
It's true. Like if you don't find the treasure chest and you're 10 feet behind someone else, hopefully neither of you have a gun, but you are the first loser. Like if you get there second, like your exact solve is second, like you're first loser. You might not see it that way, but that's like you're empty handed. So
I'm surprised you're awake, Czar. So shout out to
yeah.
Czar. We were playing some poker last night. Yeah, I lost a little bit too when I finally got up and left, but I did get the buffet. So I was thinking of heading over there
Oh
tonight.
my.
But then if I do that, I got to play the 8 p.m. tournament again. So I
Um,
don't know.
wait. You have to both early. And Czar, you both said the same thing. I was playing for the free buffet.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. Just ignore
It
that.
really
Just,
is.
oh, what is wrong with you people? But we are going to talk about, okay, you ready? Because Redneck Express hates this. I hope he comes in here soon. We're going to be talking about the World Series of
That's just
Fenn.
practice for the World Series of Fenn. That's right. We're going to talk about the marathon too, everybody. So we're going to kind of go over some housekeeping stuff.
Oh, Bert says, this is Bill. You know me very well. Okay, I
Uh oh.
actually know a few bills. So I'm sitting here trying to think which bill. You know what? Just comment regularly. I know there's actually two bills I know really well, and one or two bills that maybe not as much. I'll know pretty quick which bill you. Oh, never mind. I know which bill you are. Hi,
Uh oh. Is that good or bad?
hi, Bill. Bill is actually I owe Bill a drink. Bill has come through for me in such a significant way in my personal world, and I want to say thank you. And he was like, "It's no big deal." But you know, when let's say you're on the side of the road in a crisis, you have a flat tire,
Mm-hmm.
that person stopping and calling the tow truck or whatever isn't huge in their life. But when you have a crisis like that, it's not huge, but when you have someone come through for you in a very short timed, high pressure situation,
Mm-hmm.
it is so profound in your world, but in their world, they're
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
it's a win-win. We're good, no problem. That is Bert. Bert, you're good people. I love you, Bert. You actually Holly's the smartest woman on earth. Let's just say that.
And what's coming up on my Facebook feed? Monopoly ads. So we'll talk about that too later on.
Nice.
Facebook knows. Facebook knows everything. It's
I
crazy.
know. And I don't know if I have a problem with that. Okay. So anyway, so those are the things. So let's start at the beginning.
And the
Um,
beginning was the word. Oh wait, not that beginning. Which beginning are we talking about?
let's say 1 week ago. 1 week ago,
Oh, okay.
or not even a week, or I don't know, last Monday, we said we'll see you on Thursday, Forrest Fenn's birthday. So first, I will say, not Mike's fault. Mike, we're both we both have jobs, we both have kids, we're both single
Things
parents.
happen.
And let's just say things happen. The super secret investigators of my world will probably figure it out and do it. I'm just kidding, kind of. Um, I will just say, like things happened. I unfortunately didn't connect with Mike soon enough to actually put out a cancellation, which that was what people were worried about. Is why didn't we hear the cancellation? Because it's like if AGK didn't go on live, you guys
Right.
know consistently do the shows that we do. So I will say, my fault. I'm taking this one because it was me. And there was just some things that happened. It was so sad because it was on Forrest's birthday. I had some limited access and things, but it's called. It happens. It's okay.
And I
Um,
could have went live by myself, but nobody just wants to see me. This is the K Pro and Cow show, right? So tomorrow we will be on normal time, K Pro and Cow Wow, and we're going to talk about that too. What we're going to talk about tomorrow.
well, and I actually disagree with Mike because there are a couple of consistent commenters that actually I think have the voice of the people. When you didn't go live, but you had videos of you and the boys, and
Oh,
And now,
back, yeah, yeah.
yeah, now I've met your boys and they're so wonderful. I think if you wanted to do either some live or non-live, I don't know
Right.
if I live. I don't know if I do live with my own kids.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want to hear from just you, and they loved you well before we were us. They loved you for who you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, maybe we'll upload some videos in the future. But Cow, did you win the virtual treasure thing? No, they did. Hidden Secrets app did end on Saturday for Android players. It locked up. They had an issue with the Play Store. So there is a winner. I don't know who it is. But what they did do is anybody that sends in the correct answer, well, there was a deadline today. They're going to put in a drawing for a mystery box. So I did send in the correct answer. So maybe I'll get a mystery box in the mail. We'll see. They're supposed to announce that today. Actually, right now on the Facebook page. Let me bring it up. They're supposed to announce the winners of
Yeah,
the winners of the mystery box. I don't know if they're announcing the winner of the whole thing. We'll see.
yeah. Well, and Rebecca Peterson is here, and Evan Penn. Why not just call it K Cow Pro? We're calling it K Cow or K Pro Cow, K Pro Cow, K Pro Cow, Pow Wow. And there might be a new song happening. We're not going to have any spoilers tonight, though. We're not going to sensationalize anything,
It
but we
looks
have.
like there is a video.
Okay, is anybody else's video
What?
um,
What? What?
freezing up? Like I always keep my iPad going, and it's freezing up for some reason.
Mine looks okay, at least for
Okay,
now.
and I have kids competing on. I've decided to get rid of cable because we don't watch enough TV, and they're like, "Oh, we can just bring up on our tablets movies." Well, yeah, that competes with the bandwidth, broadband, whatever.
Hmm.
So I am seeing a slowdown. Video is good here. Okay, well, it's not coming up for me, but that's okay because I see Mike. That's
Maybe
all I
it's
need.
your Wi-Fi. You never know.
Yeah, I need somebody to look into that. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. 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 Mike.
You
Mike.
need
Mike.
new Wi-Fi in a new state, maybe. But anyway.
Ah, there's no spoilers like that tonight. I can tell you.
Uh,
So I wanted to apologize. I was able to, yes, Wild Catter Daughter. Some of you noticed I did get some text. I will say, I don't think I'll ever go missing because if I do, if one of our shows comes up, I had like 15 texts and I had a whole bunch of messengers, even people that hadn't friended me. And I want to say thank you. But I think it's awesome.
yeah.
Um,
So the people that
so,
emailed and said, "Hey, you're not on. Everything okay? Thanks. Thanks
yeah,
for
yeah.
remembering us." So yeah, it's cool. So
Well, and
that's
especially nice is when I said, "Yeah, I just had life happen." They didn't say like what exactly. They just said, "Cool. As long as you're good, we're good. We're all good." And we're like, "Yeah, we have some stuff to talk about soon." So,
right.
anyway, yeah. So, okay. So that is the full explanation on last Thursday. And so a belated birthday to Mr. Forrest Fenn.
Yep.
If you did not know it, there was a little birthday gathering, and I heard that the organizer was Boomer Girl, and there was about, I don't know, I would say about 15 searchers. Cynthia was there, Jamie was there, Bill was there. I, I said, I now know I'm a vet in the chase when I know half of the people that are sitting in this picture. And so,
Right. You've met them all. Yeah.
yeah, so he got to spend some time with searchers, and I'm sure he spent some time with his family. So good for you, Forrest.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
may your 89th be as special as your 90th coming up. Bum, bum, bum.
And
Okay.
next year is going to be the 10-year anniversary. So that's pretty cool.
10-year anniversary, and he's turning
90. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
big. It's big. It's big. Okay, so we actually wanted to talk about a couple things tonight. We're going to hit the hard hitting content tomorrow, but some of the hard hitting content is going to be possibly tailored based on your feedback tonight. So, do we want to start with that, or do we want to start with the World Series of Fenn and all
Yeah,
that?
do the World Series of Fenn.
Okay, so because I need to apologize to no, that's the marathon. The World Series of Fenn. Actually, I need to apologize on all three. So the World Series of Fenn we previously announced was January 24th, 25th. I have a major work conflict and there's no way around it. And I have to flat out change it. But based on the timing, I don't think it'll be a huge issue. So February 15th is going to be the date of the World Series of Fenn. Some people are actually asking right now, so it's the 14th and the 15th. And those of you that have your calendars handy, the 14th is Valentine's Day, and that following Monday is President's Day. So we can make this a
3 day weekend. Yeah.
yeah, and
So
Mike always says he's got to top the previous World Series of Fenn with a great gift to me.
So, and it's Valentine's Day. Great. This should be interesting. Any ideas, email me, cowlazars@gmail.com. So, yeah, the poker tournament will be Saturday, February 15th. We had to move it from January. So, we want to make, and we'll announce this as we go on as well, over the next couple of weeks. But, yeah, make it out here to Vegas. Hey, Bobby Roberts, make it out here to Vegas. So, is that changing from one holiday to the other? I didn't think January was a holiday, but yeah, who knows? Maybe it
Well,
was.
it's my birthday. My birthday.
Oh, that's right.
It should be a national holiday.
Yeah, Donald Stevens says, who doesn't want to bring their spouse to the significant other to Vegas for a nice Valentine's Day weekend? Come on, everybody.
Okay, I actually said to Mike, so we know that some searchers don't have fully supportive spouses, and it's mostly the husbands that their wives more tolerate the chase. I'm like, do we need to consider that? He's like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Well, Donald
I
Stevens just says he has to miss. It's Valentine's Day. So, yeah, we're going back and forth on dates, and this is the one we came up with, everybody.
yeah, it's the best
So,
we could do. Otherwise, it pushes a lot, and we have some other things happening. So there, oh goodness gracious, no, that's only at major fundraisers. I'm sorry, the Comic-Con suits only come out then. So first of all, mark your calendars, the 14th, 15th, in Las Vegas.
but maybe
And
even the 16th because Monday's a holiday now. So
yeah,
maybe we'll have something on Sunday. But we'll have details on all the events. But just know that the poker tournament is going to be Saturday night, February 15th. Chase-opoly, we're going to do some kind of a Chase-opoly tournament. So we'll have those details and we'll have the prizes for the winners and all that stuff. We're going to announce all that later on.
so those of you last year that were a part of it, we went to an escape room and just more it was honor. We're going to have Chase-opoly there, and we're not going to make it a 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hour type of thing. We're going to keep it time sensitive, maybe some abbreviated rules.
Short version of the game, right? Single
And
elimination. Yeah, we'll have some fun. It all depends. You guys got to RSVP. One, let us know if you're coming for the weekend, but also you got to RSVP on I'm going to play this poker tournament or I'm going to play the Chase-opoly tournament. Chase-opoly tournament we're thinking's Friday, but again, we have to come up with that. So
we're still working all that. But that's the big thing. Last year, the good part is we only thought we would have about 30 and we had 54. We ordered poker chips for everybody and we were able to get everybody because they were a little cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking of some different items this time, and only the people that RSVP will get them. If you decide to show up late, that's okay, or you don't want to stay because if we knew your handle, we might know your soul. Okay, then you just miss out on some of the fun stuff. But
or be anonymous. Just come in and say, yeah, this, I'm so and so. It's a handle. It's not my real name, but we don't know who you are.
well, and you go ahead first.
No, Evan Penn says the World Series of Chase-opoly. So I think we got to come up with an official name for that tournament. I don't know. World Series of Fenn is the poker tournament. For Chase-opoly, let's send in your ideas. What could we call our official? Because it's going to be a yearly tournament. We're going to do this every year. So what would the tournament for Chase-opoly be? And who's going to be the event #1 champion of the Chase-opoly tournament?
The world.
I think it's going to be me. I'm pretty good at Monopoly, everybody. I'm just letting you know. I used to play back in the 80s, back in the day. There is a strategy to the game.
Well, and here's the other thing. I talked to a searcher today that is absolutely coming, and it's somebody you guys will be really excited to have coming. But this person said, I've never played poker. And I'm like, but here's the thing, you don't get it. Half of the people that was at the World Series of Fenn have never played poker.
Right.
And this person asked and said, are you going to do a here's how you play? And I said, we tried that. And it was all of us just drinking in my suite.
Yeah, it just turned into but the person who won was not going to play, and their wife, Stephen Barnes, their wife turned him into it, and he really didn't know what he was doing either. So trust me, it's a fun time. This is not serious poker. It's just everybody drinks, everybody has fun. Free drinks, anything you want's free while you're playing in the poker tournament. The poker tournament is $60. The casino handles that part. You're paying them, not us. They pay it out just like they do in their daily tournaments. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, and if you weren't around last year, we had a framed of one of these from Copper Dam with the search coin at the bottom. We had a set signed,
which is this right there. Was that it? Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. It was given to me. Actually, I paid for that. I take that back. I paid for that because they didn't really want to take it back on the plane. So
Well, and then we had a coin. Was it coin 2 or coin 3? We
coin
had one
two
of
was went to Stephen Barnes. I remember. Yeah,
yeah,
that
we
was
had
first. What it is, we had a bunch of prizes, and whoever came in first place could pick, and they kind of went through. We had the 3 books signed by Forrest. Remember? Maybe he'll do that again for us. We don't know. We haven't asked, but yeah,
yeah.
there'll definitely be some fun prizes. You guys know us. It'll be some
We're
fun
going to
things going
be
on.
as creative as we can. We actually might be working with a group that wants to be creative with us. And so, super fun. And I can tell you, there were like as many factions as we have in the chase. We're all there, and it was just a fun time. It was just, we all came together. It was like a
Yeah,
Jamie
it's yeah.
or Fenway or anything else. So those of you that see all the maybe what some consider drama in the online or the forums and all that, it all goes away because we come together and we all like break bread together and we say, "Wow, we're kind of the same. We're all treasure hunt." I love it when I like treasure.
So I hope everybody that was there last year comes again. But remember, if you're out there going, I'm new to the thrill of the chase. I don't know who any of these people are. I've seen some YouTube videos. Come on out. It's just a way to meet people. Think of it as a mixer for thrill of the chase searchers. It's just a way to say hi to people. We talk about solutions. We talk about clues. Talk about all kinds of stuff. And then there is a poker tournament if you want to play, and there's going to be a Chase-opoly tournament if you want to play. But you don't have to play in those 2 things if you don't want to. You can just come
Yeah.
and watch, or you can just come and say hi.
Well, and what we'll do is also organize some meals. You don't have to come to them, but like we
Right.
did a family
Buca de
style.
Pepo. Yeah.
We'll probably do someplace different just to change it up. But it's just, it literally, like, there were probably 2 or 3 people that said, I only came to the poker tournament. I did nothing else. I came, I left. That was like 2 out of the, I think total, we had maybe 60 total of people that watched, people that played, all of that.
Yeah. Some
And then
people
we
just came by, said hi, and then they left. I mean, they were there for 10 minutes. It's just people, some couple people that live here in Vegas and stuff.
And then
Yeah.
some people, Thursday night we got together, Friday morning for breakfast, then for the suite, and then we had a little pre-party, and then escape room, and then there was like so many and thens.
Yeah, we
And
did
then
the escape room. Yeah.
I left, and then Mike still got together with some people, and they did zip lining and some of the Vegas things.
That's
So
right. And with
all
Monday being a holiday, you guys remember, for the people that I was with Sunday, you remember how tired I was. And Czar, that's when you came up to me that Sunday and said, "Hey, don't I know you from YouTube?"
yeah,
So yeah, but now that Monday's a holiday, at least I have the day off from work. I don't know about anybody else, so that'll work. We can
and
do something all day Sunday. Yeah.
Ethan Northface says hi.
Michael
Hi,
Jordan, nice.
because I met him at the World Series of Fenn. There's so many people that, yeah, that was.
Yeah, yeah. So we hope everybody comes out. We have a fun time, but we did have to change the date. We apologize. February 15th, everybody. That
I
whole
love.
weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Valentine's Day weekend, we'll have some things planned. But the poker tournament is February
Oh,
15th.
maybe we need Mike. Let's do a
Yeah.
couples challenge.
Oh, that would be cool. A couples challenge for Valentine's Day. We'll have to think what that is, but yeah, for sure.
Like a Fenn trivia, or up at Function in the Junction, we did pool. That got pretty intense. You weren't actually
Pool.
my.
Oh, the billiards.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Yeah, for sure. We could do that. How about couples escape room won't work. We'll have to come up with something though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, and if you guys have ideas, send them to us. We're open to all ideas at this point. So let us know.
Well, and some people ask too. My wife or significant other is not a searcher. Is it okay?
Yeah,
Will
of
they?
course.
You
Yeah.
know what? It's amazing. There's some people that were like, he's a searcher, I'm kind of the other. Go to a school reunion. It's like, stop. I don't know if you've ever seen those
Name
tags. It's,
tags. Yeah.
stop staring. I'm with your alum. And so, meaning it's Mike's reunion. I'm just here. Like, don't try to take that from high school. Those
Evan
sort of.
Penn says a kissing marathon. You guys don't ever see those marathons where you have to keep your hand on the car and it just goes for hours and hours and the last person wins it? I mean, we're not going to do that, but that
Well, Mike,
brought to mind.
been looking at like challenges because he thinks him and I this would be fun to do some of these challenges. And it was this huge bathtub, and they sat in it. Who could sit in it longer? And it was like a radio station thing. 20 grand. They sat in it for like
What?
days. I can only imagine the water.
You and
Um,
Jonesy would probably win that one. Oh. If anybody saw the pictures from last year's World Series of Fenn. But yeah, we could do something. What if I would like to do a little mini treasure hunt for the searchers that come out? But again, the people have to go to like wherever it is, like the transportation and all that.
Oh
So
my
we'll
God.
figure it out. We're gonna have some fun stuff, guys. That's what me and K Pro do. We come up with fun stuff and we make it happen.
Jason
Oh,
Northway
they
says,
did the hand on the car. Yeah. What do you say?
I'll bring the old lady. Jason, I would pay to meet your wife. I would pay to meet
Yeah, it's
to bring it.
Valentine's Day weekend because we all love the throw of the chase. Get it? Yeah, something like that. Maybe it's a way to introduce your significant other into the chase when maybe they
Well,
really didn't get it before.
wouldn't it be fun to do a trivia challenge where we ask one question to the search partner and then one to the other? And so those of us that are both searchers might do a little better than the wife that's like, what is Forrest's first memoir? And they're like,
Yeah.
and the other one's going, TTOTC, TT, you know.
Yeah, something. We're gonna come up with something, but really, we need to know who's coming so we can plan. So please, if you already know I'll be there, RSVP, email me or KPro and just say, yeah, I know I'm gonna be there, February 15th. We'll work out when the days and all that. But yeah, let us know who's coming, and we will definitely have some fun that weekend. So
Yeah. Okay. So that is World
yeah,
Series of Fenn.
that's
So
right, Czar. That would be fun. He said treasure hunt on Fremont Street. So in other words, like scavenger hunt. You got to go up and down Fremont Street, whatever. That would actually be a lot of fun. So all right, a lot of ideas, a lot of ideas. Huh?
I'll just say Mike was out pretty early this morning, Czar. I don't
Right.
think you should be together, Czar.
Czar's my right hand man. You might have to help me plan one of these things. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Vegas, my wife would still beat Mike. Okay.
What was that? Who said that?
Where's Jason Northface? He's having fun. Okay, so
Oh,
know
you know
that.
what? I'm not seeing his what the heck? I'm not seeing his chats, which means maybe he's banned for some reason. So I'll definitely
No,
take care of that if it's I don't know. I'm not seeing him and I don't know why.
no, but well, they do funny things. I mean, there's funny things. Okay,
All right.
so this is World Series of Fenn. So let's talk about our super huge content that is coming up, which is all things about the marathon. So because I'm doing my own basically apology video tonight, I screwed up on the World Series of Fenn. I scheduled something when it couldn't happen and we had to change it. And then if you guys are a part of Thor, Harry's, or any of the Facebooks, you saw that I announced that the marathon's on September 7th. Who's interested? So those of you that noticed, the marathon's on September 14th.
Yeah.
Who's interested? So first of all, I'm so sorry. There's just too much happening in life. And those of you texting me right now, I'm not even going to look. I'm not. My
But
phone.
you said September 7th.
Yes, and I just apologize. So it is going to be the 14th. We do. So here's what happens on the marathon. And we want to talk a little bit about what we've done on past marathons and then so right now I'm building up and I'm doing this part. So Mike usually does a lot of the tedious work. This is tedious work, but I actually take this one on. So we will go on live from noon to midnight treasure hunting time. What does that mean to you? Because some people are like, what's treasure hunting time? That's Santa Fe time. So for Mike, that's 11 to 11. For me, that's 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then if you live in Japan or if you live in England, you're going to have to calculate that for yourself.
Saturday, September 14th, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that is
11 a.m. Pacific is when we're going live. Okay.
yes. So here's the panels that we are interested in. Here's the panels that we have already started to get together. And here we do have some openings right now because we have some what I call filler spaces. So spaces of things that Mike and I have wanted to talk about for a while, but we're not going to based on the interest of the group. So we have, let's see, we have a couple of searchers. We don't know if it's going to be 2 to 4 that want to talk about unsuccessful stalls this search year. I am a firm believer the only way that you get rid of your solve for the next year and really on the off season, dig into a new solve is to publish it. You can publish it. Everybody thinks when I publish this, everybody's going to say, this is it. They won't, but they'll give you some good feedback. So we have a couple of searchers that are very interested in giving up their solves. There's one searcher in particular, Cynthia, and I'll just tell you, Cynthia, and I talked to her today for a while about she has made the huge jump. What made her make the jump? What does this look like, et cetera. She's actually potentially not available due to boots on the ground.
Oh,
And
for the marathon? Okay.
for the marathon, but I would like to get some of her insight of when do you jump? Some people have been 200 times with their boots on the ground. Some people go 3 times and then they're like, I'm done. I'm ready to move. When is that time? So that's something else that. So the first one is unsuccessful solves. If you're interested in that, you're going to email me at kpro3@aol.com and just tell me on any of these topics. Tell me any times you're not available, and then I'm trying to backfill with available times. Um, you guys need to stop. Now they're
And
calling.
we will publish the agenda for the marathon beforehand, so you guys
Yes.
know who's coming on at what time, and maybe you can plan accordingly. Because I only want to see so and so, so I'll just pop in at that time. But if you want to be on, email kpro. kpro3@aol.com. If you want to come on the marathon, talk about Forrest Fenn, talk about clues, talk about boots on the ground, talk about maybe the social aspect of the Forrest Fenn Thrill the Chase. Yeah, let us know. And we're setting up that agenda now. Saturday, February 14th. September 14th. Saturday, September 14th.
Yeah, but we have some people that have gone on the first boots on the ground this year. There's two different people that want to talk about. Here are some things from a safety aspect that you might not realize, especially if you're what we call a flatlander, which is me, which is Mike, that you haven't been out camping. If you've been out camping less than 100 times, this is a panel for you. So there's two different ones there.
Right.
Some people really wanted to talk about river bathing is best. Some of us have seen the different comparison of river bathing is best, and some people are like, "What are you talking about?" We all know river bathing is best is one of Forrest's most special stories. There are different versions of that stories from before the hunt to after the hunt. There's 3 different versions from what I know. I'm going to try to get that together, but there's some people that have done some research in this area. They're deciding whether they just want to give it to me and be okay, or if they want to be on the panel. So I'm going to let them do that completely. Um, and then there is, let's see, share the solve. There are some things that are happening with the chase in the next year, or some press things that are potentially going to come out, what's going to happen, and some people's predictions about, especially when it comes to the media, what's going to pick up, what's not going to pick up. We are going to make it fair game if you want to talk respectfully about when Forrest passes. He's 90 years old. We're not talking about a 30-year-old man that all of a sudden we're going to be shocked if he passes. I think Forrest is okay with it because when Toby did this topic, he was okay with it. What does the chase look like before and after Forrest Fenn? So that is one. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Chase-opoly. We're going to talk about World Series of Fenn. This is one of our highest hits that we get because we have so many different people that come on with so many different perspectives. And so here's the other one that came up. There's 2 requests that have come out, and I'm a little hesitant on either, but I want to throw it out to the community. The first is there are potentially some reporter, documentary media types that might want to come on the show and solicit for some ideas or some potential people that they would want to interview. If they ask for some space, and we wouldn't give them a full hour, we'd probably give them either 15 minutes or 30 minutes of here's my concept, potentially come on the show or come on and here's my contact information. Do we want to give that as an opportunity? I personally think yes. But I want you to email me if you have any concerns about that. I don't want anybody exploiting anybody. I don't want any issues. So we might not be thinking it through. So that's the first potential. It would be a panel. It would be, here I am, I'm doing this. This is my angle, meaning I need brand new searchers. I need search couples. I need search minorities. I need perspectives on the chase of at post boots on the ground, or only if you're searching in Colorado, because I'm a Colorado reporter or whatever it is. So that is another one. What do you think about that? And also put your comments in here as well. So you don't only have to email me, you can put your comments. And then the other one, and I think everybody's the most, well, we'll see, is Kids Corner. We've all heard Forrest say, give the poem to a kid. There are some searchers that are interested in, hey, I'll have my kid on and give you my perspective, or give them them give their perspective on the hunt. My son has been big time into the chase. He's 10. He might have some silly stories. You never know what'll happen when you put kids on. But we thought there's always a risk. I mean, people talk about my daughter, and it always makes me feel uncomfortable. Not not related to the Fenn hunt, but related to some other things. So there's a risk. So there's a potential negative, and it actually is the one that boils my blood because kids are so precious that there are some people that they might make a negative comment. They might say something nasty about your kid in a comment. We will moderate those quickly, but are we okay with that? Because he talks about kids, and Cynthia just did a fabulous video with Jonah's family. Those are the kids we're talking about. So do we want to do a kids panel? Maybe your kid comes in and says, here's the key thing I don't think everybody's missing, or we do a what's everybody's WWWH, and we have 9 kids or 5 kids, and each of them give their perspectives,
It,
or I don't know, something.
it would be interesting to see a child's perspective. In other words, if you just give them the poem and say, "What do you think? What are their thoughts? Like, what would they say about where warm waters halt? What would they say about the idea of just a treasure hunt that somebody hid this gold?" And it would be interesting. So if anybody wants to come on and has, um, you know, kids or whatever to come on and talk about it, we thought we'd do an hour and maybe have them all at the same time or do a panel. I don't know. We have to see what the interest is. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a video out there where I showed my kids the poem and they talked about some things. So Wildcatter's daughter had a comment that said, "Why would you want to know what someone else's solve is?" In other words, why would somebody want to come on the marathon and talk about their solve? You want to give your input, K Pro?
Yeah, because mine has completely freezed up, just to let you know. So I'm not seeing the chat or anything. So let me know. It keeps saying tap to retry. There's 2 reasons. I think one is the person that is ready to let it go, but they can't, and they can't walk away from it. I can tell you, I had a previous solve, my Nez Perce Trail that everybody, and maybe I bring my Nez Perce Trail one out. I worked on that for 18 months. I wanted to give it up, but you just can't because you haven't shared it with anybody and you keep going back to it. So I shared it with 2 friends, Follow Me Down and Cynthia Meacham. And I said, here it is. And I thought both of them were going to be like, this is it. I'm getting rid of my solve. Let's go. And then I was shocked when they were like, it's okay, but there's a problem with this and a problem with that.
Yeah.
It solidified in my mind, walk away from this solve. We're done with this solve. I think there's some good aspects of it, but I don't think that that's it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is there are some searchers that they won't give every single aspect, but they want some feedback on what they're working to right now, especially some of the new
Oh
people.
yeah.
The new people, they don't have, there are some searchers that can say, no, that's not good because of X or because of Y. They want to give some perspective and they don't mind giving out some of their what they consider great nuggets. They're probably not going to give out everything. But if they give out enough, that's enough for them to get some what they consider value. Some people that have been on previous shows have said, I was able to get enough people that because you could put your own information out, your own YouTube, your own information, emails, and get people's perspectives. Here's the fun part about that. We have one person that wants to put out his solve. He put it out on his own YouTube channel. He has like 20 views. He's like, can you help me? Like, I want to talk about it, but I'm not getting enough engagement from the community. This is the way that that is going to happen for them. So, Mike, I'm having to reboot. I'm not able to see anything right now. So just
Okay, so we
mute
got a
your.
super chat from John Laro. Thank you for the
Ah,
$2. Thank you, John. He didn't have a question. He just wanted to give a super chat. So that
there you
could be for
go.
the World Series of Fenn, could be for the marathon, could be for We Go Live, could be for so many things. So thank you,
Yeah.
John. And then my 2 cents on why somebody would want to come on the marathon and give their solve, and also why would anyone want to hear somebody else's solve, is for feedback. You go on and give your solve. I'd like to know what other searchers think if I had a solve. What do you think of my Where Warm Waters Halt? Plausible? Horrible? Because maybe you find different perspectives. And the reason you might want to listen to other people's solves is maybe they're looking at something in a way that you've never thought of. Yeah, go ahead, John. John says he does have a question. Yeah,
Ooh.
go ahead, John, and we'll read it. So, yeah, I think it's important to hear solves. You know, people post about them on the forums. People talk about solves all the time. So, Bobby, you need to explain it a little bit more from the beginning. Go through the steps. Email me because if you want to, email me or in the messenger. Just kind of go through it from the beginning because we've kind of talked around some things. So,
Oh, and William's back. Okay, I'm back up and rebooted. William, I hope you're back. We've rescheduled the marathon just based on your travels. So I hope that we can actually connect. It's actually me, but it was my mess up. It's actually on the 14th. So everybody put 14th in your mind. Um,
John Laro, his question for the super chat is, what do you know of the El Vato Reservoir? And I'm going to go grab something related to that. What do you want to say about El Vato Reservoir? It's a
okay.
popular area, right?
Yeah. So, John Morrow, let me give you my perspective. So, last year, for those of you that have heard this 100 times, I'm sorry, but since he super chatted, I'm going to answer it. So, last year at the beginning of the year, I had my NESPER solve. My NESPER solve, I was not able to, I just felt it wasn't right. So, I let it go. But this was like May, and I didn't want to lose the entire cert season. And I knew I couldn't develop my own solve. So, I own this forum called Hint of Riches, and I just asked everybody, hey guys, can you tell me, do you have a solve that you're either ready to scrap, you think it's great, or you're not able to get to again, or you just came from it, you need somebody to go boots on the ground? And it could be anywhere. I wanted to do another boots on the ground that summer. So he came, so I got, never do this. I got about 100 people that sent me their solves. And some people to this day say I'm stealing their solves, and I don't even really remember what it was. It narrowed down to me about, I want to say about 3 or 4 solves that I thought were really good. There was one in particular that was at Lake Heron, El Vato, in that area. I did not know the history of that area. It really intrigued me because Forrest says it's all about WWWH. Santa Fe wouldn't exist without it, et cetera, et cetera, et
The El
cetera.
Vato Reservoir? Yeah.
Yes.
And
Um,
so the El Vato Reservoir is in El Vato, New Mexico. Is that correct? Is that right? I'm asking you. Because
yeah,
this
I
just
believe.
happens to be one of the topo maps that was in Forrest Fenn's collection. And right there, as you can see, it is El Vato, New Mexico. If you can read that. And the reservoir looks like it's right there. El Vato, there's the reservoir right there. So where's Santa Fe on this? Is it that far away that it might not be on here?
Well, I would say 2.5, 3 hours. I
So
did it.
then this is that whole area. So yeah, it's
Do you,
just interesting that we're talking about El Vato, and this is one of the maps I still have. What's that?
do you see Lake Heron on that
Lake
map? I
Heron.
think Lake Heron has its own separate topo map.
Yeah, it must be its own. I see El Vato
So there's
Reservoir up here.
Alvado and then Lake Heron. I don't know exactly the.
Yeah.
So so here's the thing. The one thing that I don't think a lot of people know is the entire history. When Forrest says it all focuses on WWWH, like entire cities not existing if it wasn't for the WWWH.
Hmm.
Let me just leave it at that. It intrigued me enough. That is why I'm at Forrest Fenn, because I said to this searcher, this sounds really intriguing. I need to go boots on the ground for you. Will you trust me? Because he gave me all of it up to the end. And I said, you'd have to give me everything. He gave me everything. I went and I met Forrest. Um, that actually was when he said, would you please do the Jamie drawing, which was, I mean, it was life changing for me. You guys all know my story after that. But I went to El Vato. This is the It actually wasn't the first time I was boots on the ground by myself. It was the first time I was boots on my ground by myself in a place that I had never been to. I'd been boots on the ground up north in West Yellowstone, but I was with somebody before. So I felt I knew the territory. I it was actually, I'll tell you a funny story. That is when I had met Jason Dent that July. And he said, do you need me to go boots on the ground with you? Because I don't want you to go out alone, which was very nice. And I said, let me think about it for the night and I'll let you know. And I woke up at about 3 a.m. and I'm like, it's time to go. And I was supposed to let him know by breakfast. And it was like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 or 10 when he messaged me and he's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm already there and I'm on my way back because I just wanted to see the area for myself. So it was such a fun time for me. It was such an amazing, and that's where I can tell you that is the one solve I will not give out. It is not mine. If
Oh, so there is a solve having to do with that area, the El Vato Reservoir.
Elvado is in that general
Okay.
area, it depends on what you consider the story and a part of, but it's all considered in the same area. And if you really look at that area because it is so popular, you'll know why, because it is obvious why, because Santa Fe wouldn't exist. So,
Right.
but there was so many pieces where I was like, are you kidding me? And I was looking at the next one. Are what? And I was going, and then you look Forrest is very close to there with Taos, and there's so much there that
Right.
it was like I just did the oh holy heck 100 times, and I'm like, and then I looked at myself and I said, I've known Forrest, not really known him, but like emailed him for years. This is my opportunity. If it's a decent solve that I'm excited about, and if that just gets me to meet Forrest, I finally
Yeah.
got to meet Forrest. And then look at everything that's happened. Then I got to meet Jamie. I then I got to meet Mike. And like, what do you call it? Butterfly effect? Like stuff happens.
So Czar sent a super chat. Thanks, Czar. And he says, River in all capital letters. We live or die by the river, but that's a poker reference, not a Thrill of the Chase reference. And then John Laro sent another 3 super chats, $2 each. So thanks, John.
Does that mean you like what I'm saying or you hate what I'm saying? But hold on,
Well,
let's
he
go back.
also asked, do you have.
Let's
Yeah, go ahead.
start
Go
for a
ahead.
second.
Oh,
Let's go back first.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, a
Because
poker reference. Yeah.
the river. Okay. I'm sorry. We cannot discount a super chat. There's something that river
So,
baby best river. Everything revolves on the river. You're not going to just stumble upon it. I know you like to try to have a draw at the river, but no, some of us like. Okay.
okay. So, John Laro, he says, if I'm staying in Santa Fe, New Mexico, how would I get to El Vato Reservoir? Do you know how many hours it is roughly to drive over there?
Not Elvado. I didn't go to Elvado. I
Oh,
actually
okay.
went to Lake Heron, which is they're actually connected. I want to say it's 2.5, 3.
Okay.
It's not over 4. Like I got out there, searched for a few hours, and when I was in the place that I was in, I wasn't able to get Wi-Fi, so I went back down to a certain spot. I won't say what it was because it's related to the call, but a certain spot where I met a certain person, they hooked me back up to Wi-Fi. I was able to communicate with my partner. Then I got back out and back within one day.
He also asks, are there any lodge accommodations in the El Vato area?
Yes. Please email me. There's the
Ah,
greatest, nicest little cabin person. They they are so sweet and they are so kind. And if you want to stay right there, now I actually recommend stay. Okay, here's what I did: stay in Santa Fe, walk the streets. Anyone you see, do you know about the Forrest Fenn hunt? You're going to get a polarized answer, but you're going to get some really interesting answers. Then go into the bookstore. If Dorothy's there, you're going to get maybe some positive, but you're going to get some very negative aspects otherwise. And then do what Mike did. He talked to the one guy that had the dog
yeah, the
and
owner of the store. Yeah, he was pretty cool.
yeah. And I went to at least 30 shops. I went shop to shop. I should show you this video, Mike. I went shop to shop
You
and just said,
should.
can you give us 1 minute on what you think of Forrest Fenn? And there are very different, the
We need
poke
to show that video. I didn't even know you had a video. We'll talk about that. Maybe on the marathon we show it.
Michael, there was life before you, mister. But we happened to get sit next to on the poker cruise that we went on.
Oh yeah,
There happened
that's right.
in Santa Fe. And after like the second day, I'm like, you guys aren't saying much, but you said that you know about the Forrest Fenn hunt. And they're like, it's not a positive. So like they had some very different perspectives, just like anybody would, because they I just think it's interesting the different perspectives. So
And
and
Copper Dave says it's 111 miles from Santa Fe to El Vato, so that's about a 2.5 hour drive.
yeah,
Um,
at all. But here's the thing: it's a one-lane road,
yeah,
and you can't just go 70 miles. Like I went at 3 a.m., but here was the part at 3 a.m. It was
3 a.m.
you should see. You
Why
should
would you drive out there at 3 a.m.?
because I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was so excited.
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
go. I only went like 40 miles an hour because I was worried about stuff like a deer or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
So I went slow, but then you should see some video where you could see me, but then there's like it's dark, and then I'm like, guys, it's 5 o'clock. It's finally the sun's here. That means I can go boots on the ground. But I'm like, there. So, but there is my search partner actually stayed at a certain cabin, and the woman was so nice because the second day I was supposed to stay out there, but I'd already gotten the answer that I got. And I said, is there any way I can cancel? And she goes, usually we would charge you, but I can tell you that we have somebody wanting the room, so we're not even going to charge you. Like salt of the earth people, like they're just nice people. So anyway, there you have it.
So Czar, thanks for the super chat. I didn't know you were serious when you said that last night. So thanks, bro. John Laro, thanks for the super
Oh, what
chats.
is that? I missed it.
No, when he
What did
said river, he was talking about poker last night. He's like, if I win on the river, I'll send you a super chat. I didn't know he was serious. So this is what I'm going to do, talking about El Vato, New Mexico. And since I do have the topo map for El Vato, New Mexico, just today I put up an eBay auction, and I'll show it real quick. And it was for 5 random maps. Here it is, 5 Forrest Fenn, New Mexico topo maps. You get the certificate, the copy of the certificate, the copy of the Forrest Fenn compass story. But it's up there for $1. So I'm going to put the El Vato, New Mexico map in the winner in that auction. So whoever wins it, you'll get the El Vato, New Mexico topo map, and I'll add 4 other random ones. So just letting you know, if anybody is interested in the topo map and owning it, that's one way to do it. So it's up there for $1. Who knows how high it'll go? I just put it up today, so it will end next Sunday. And yeah, good luck anybody that wants it.
Well, and William said it is the El Vato made in front of a dam. Forrest said not associated with the dam. That is true. There is a dam, I believe. I just know about Lake Huron, which there is a dam, but there's parts that they have 2 different places where there's hot, cold come together. Scott Conway is another searcher that those of you may or may not know. He's the one that dug the big hole and got into some legal trouble. And Forrest said, tip your toe in it. He actually sent him the tip your toe in it, etc. So there are some areas of water that is not related to the dam. So could it be the same lake, but not the dam part? Could it be different avenue? Like I can tell you every single piece of water, well, most in the Rockies have a dam eventually. So that's the one that, yeah.
So Hooli wants to know, is there a current list of available maps and what's the pricing? I really need to update the list. The list is outdated. There is a list on Cowlazars.com, but we were selling the maps for $25 each, and you were going to get a searcher coin. No more searcher coins off the Cowlazars website because they're all going with the Chase-opoly orders. All of them. We're giving all of them away, and then there's no more 2019 searcher coins. So the best way to do it is, Hooli, look at the list that's on Cowlazars.com. There's a link for Fenn maps, and then email me, and I can actually go through and see if we still have it or not. But I have not done an updated inventory list in quite a while. A couple times on eBay, I've just pulled 5 random maps and sent them out to people, so I really need to update the list. But if anybody wants specific maps, email me, and I'll look through and see if I can have them for you.
So I want to go back for a second. So somebody asked, why share your solve? Here's a person I didn't know. And I had watched, I'd watched many people on the forums. When he sent me the solve, he said, I just went out there with my family. I'm not going to go back out again unless I know something more. Do you want to go out there for me? So he got a free search partner, which all I wanted was the one gold nugget or the one gold frog. I didn't want anything else. He did have to trust me and tell me his solve. I went out there. I took a ton of pictures for him and gave it to him. And then I said, I will keep your specific location. I'll tell your general, but I will keep your specific location, hand over heart, forever. And I may go out there again because I do now consider Forrest a friend, and I have a ton of search friends out there. I believe I will be out in New Mexico again. So there is a reason. He was like, I'm done. Like I'm done. And then he showed me a picture and I was like, did you look at this? And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, let's maybe consider it. And he couldn't get out there. He's from the New England state. So he was like, I don't think I'll go for this year. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And he's like, oh, you would? And I covered my costs. So there was no negative to him. I tried to make it that way. Mm-hmm. But I did say I want the frog and I wanted the book rights. Those were the 2 things that I wanted at the end of the day. So it was a fun way when he was ready to let it go. Now the funny part is, here's the funny part. I came back and I told him, nope. Or here's pictures. I don't think so. He came back. He's like, okay, I'm done with it then. And then he called me maybe 3 months ago. Actually, he didn't even call me. And he's like, I'm boots on the ground. I'm like, what? And he's like, I've just got to look for myself one more time. And he has. I don't know if he's going to go out there again. He didn't find it. So this is what I mean. You can't let it go until you publish it. So that's
right. That's a good point.
Until you publish your solve, you cannot let it go. And then once you do, be ready for the worst. People are going to pick it apart. They love their solve. Forrest Fenn could publish his solve and people are going to rip it apart. So just be ready for that. So Anyway, I have not been keeping up with chat. I'm a terrible person, but I
No,
wanted you
I'm
to
going through.
know
Yeah.
all of that.
Thanks for the super chat, guys. So check it out. I got a little box from Rudy in the mail. We met Rudy at the World Series of Poker last year. Remember?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and
And
I
let's
want
see
to
what
get
we got. What?
so Rudy came to the World Series of Poker, which Mike and I had both bought into, and oh, he told
Yeah,
me.
that's awesome.
And here's what we got a little bit further in the tournament than we thought we would. We only got a little tiny break. I got to go meet him for a minute. Mike was closer because there was thousands of people in this tournament. He
Yeah.
got a few more minutes than I did. Were you knocked out by that point? That was, I
No,
think,
we were on lunch break, so we had lunch with them, but we had to go back to play real quick. So yeah, we only got to spend a couple minutes with you, Rudy. But come out for
so
the World Series of Fenn, so we
yeah,
can
we'll get
hang
so
out.
much more time. I feel bad because it was literally like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I got to go back in. We bought into this tournament,
Right.
and I didn't even cash in the tournament. I would have wanted to spend time with Rudy.
So how
Um,
awesome is that? Yellowstone National Park wild huckleberry coffee. There was a lot of talk of huckleberry recently, right? So I'm going to make this for tomorrow night's show. So I'll be drinking this. And shout out to Czar on the Keurig maker with the cup. So that these are not beans. This is already blended. So I will try this tomorrow night. So thanks, Rudy. I appreciate it.
yeah.
That's awesome. Or maybe I should just leave it here and never open it. Nah, I'm gonna open it.
No,
I'm gonna drink it.
you know what? You should do a ranking of coffee because several people have emailed me like, "Does Mike really like coffee?" I'm like, "Mike really does."
Yeah, I
Like,
drink too much. Yeah.
and then even Rudy was like, "What coffee do you like?" I don't. I don't. Here's the thing. I have enough vices in my life. Coffee does not need to be one of them. Like green teas, I can
Yeah.
drink green teas and stuff for a little bit of caffeine. I don't. But like when I start smoking in my 40s, no. Like why? If I
Yeah. Why start now? Yeah.
long, why? Um, so yes, Rudy told me he sent it to you. He's like, did he get it yet? I'm like,
Yeah, that's great.
I think I'll talk to
I just
Mike
want to
all the
see what it tastes like. Yeah.
so okay. So that is so we went over World Series of Fenn. So the marathon is the second one. So that is the long-winded answer of this is how you and you know what? You may have an interesting question that doesn't make sense to people. Now people will blow you up a little, like tell us why, but come just talk about what is it? Like, here's the question piercing on my mind. And we might do a
Piercing. Yeah.
on my mind. Why two parking lots? Why did
Right.
Douglas do two parking lots? We know what happened. Why? Why? I've been fixated on that for a little while. That's my new little rabbit hole. I'm looking up every little everything. Maybe. I don't know.
So, Juno says, "What time did the show start? I'm late. We're actually almost at an hour already. So, Juno, the replay will be there. I won't delete it this time. I promise. So yeah, you guys can watch it. We got info for the World Series of Fenn. We got info for the Forrest Fenn Marathon, and we will give info before the end on Chase-opoly. So,
Well, and here's the important part. You got here just in time for the hard-hitting content question. So here's a thing that Mike and I thought would be fun if you have watched us before today for the first time. We have said we are going to dive into this little known book called The Thrill of the Chase. And we got through just the dust jacket, the, and then the preface. And the one thing that I've been getting again and again is um, AGK did a book club where they went over every chapter, they went over every aspect of the Thrill of the Chase. And so did many, many, many people. Like this has been sold 10, 20,000 times. The
mm-hmm.
ones that have not been, and I don't have the third one right handy, well, it's up there, is Too Far to Walk and oh,
Careful.
Once Upon a While. Those are the ones that, and then we can get into the codex and all the others, but these are the two that nobody has done a chapter by chapter review. So the question then came to us, do we want to continue on with something that's already been done? And AGK is so thorough and so great, and all those videos are available, and they're the biggest channel out there. But some of our people had said, wait a minute, why don't you guys do something new? Why are you rehashing the old? Oh my gosh, now all the books have fallen. Um, why don't you get into one of these books instead? And we have two versions of this book, and then we have the Too Far to Walk. So, those of you that have actually subscribed to us, we wanted to ask that question. What do you think about that? Because we're thinking of changing up what we were going to plan to do for the next 6 months or so. Do we want to pick one of these books and which one? There's two versions of this one. Do we do the latest? Do we do Too Far to Walk? Do we do Once Upon a While version 1, version 2? Do we talk about the different versions? Or do we hold tried and true? Because this is the only book that Forrest has said there are actual hints to. Though we know Douglas Preston, who talked about the two parking lots.
Which parking lot does he mention in the forward to Once Upon a While? Do you know offhand? I can't remember. Is it Denver or is it Arizona?
I believe it's Denver.
Oh, okay.
But
So
I know he's talked about the other. But
yeah, he's talked about the other. I think the other. I think he said that Forrest told him the final clue or whatever would be, right?
I confirmed today with somebody some information elsewhere that was published somewhere. So it's not like
it's published. Yeah, we can look that up. Maybe for tomorrow night's show, we'll go over the two parking lots, and then also starting tomorrow, which book would you guys like us to start going through? Too Far to Walk or Once Upon a While?
6. The final clue he said would be where they found his car in the parking lot of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And those of you that don't know, his daughter's father-in-law is the general manager at the Denver Museum of Nature.
Whose daughter's father-in-law? Douglas Preston?
No,
Forrest. Well, that's why I'm asking you to clarify.
I know. Isn't that an odd coincidence?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Joey's father-in-law.
Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, so what should we crack open tomorrow on tomorrow night's show? Once Upon a While or Too Far to Walk? Email us if you want, but me and K-Pro will decide.
I want the people that are hard-hitting subscribe to us right now. Just put Too Far to Walk.
Well, we had one for Too Far to Walk already. We got one for Once Upon a While.
Okay, so Too Far to Walk or if you say Once Upon a While, that's when we're looking at the parking lots.
Right. Somebody had a question. So Davio says, look quickly down and you see a chapter from the book. That would be a way to know that you're in the right place. What do you think? So when he says look quickly down in the poem, if you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. And I'll go over this while people are voting for which book.
Okay. We have two function in the junction people. William says Too Far to Walk. True Believer says Once Upon a While.
True Believer, how you doing?
Yeah.
So Too Far to Walk from Copper Dave. Too Far to Walk from Juno. Once Upon a While from Christy M. Once Upon a While from Jen. It's kind of split down the middle. But Davio, to answer your question, if you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. Then that would, going by your logic, if it's in the book, then that means you have to figure out the blaze. The blaze is in the book. In other words, where do you look quickly down? Where the blaze is in the book. So that could fit, but you've got to figure out where that blaze is. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
We have a couple of questions. Deborah Jensen said, has Forrest Fenn said there are hints sprinkled in the books besides TTOTC? I can tell you he said no, and I think there's a reason for that.
He didn't say no. Who said no?
He has not said that there are hints in either of these books.
Forrest said there's an unintended hint in Too Far to Walk.
Yeah, but well okay.
He did, right? And people disagree on what that hint is, but he did say
I don't think he's allowed to legally benefit from either of these that are actually for profit from the person that we ordered these from, which you know, Michael, who
I'm just saying, Forrest said there's an unintended clue in Too Far to Walk.
Unintended is different than this drives sales because there are clues in there.
Hints,
this drives or clues, whatever. These don't.
And Douglas Preston says there are hints in Once Upon a While. Now, how does Douglas Preston know? That's what I want to know. So you have to decide for yourself if there are hints. A lot of people see something in Too Far to Walk, and they go, that was in Thrill of the Chase. He's re-emphasizing it in Too Far to Walk. So you got to decide for yourself.
Wildcatter's daughter says, what is the two parking lots hint from? So
I think we should go over that.
So I'll just tell you briefly. In this quote that he put, Douglas Preston in Once Upon a While, he said Forrest told him the final hint is in the parking lot of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. He had that exact same quote previously, years before, but he used Northern Arizona University, which we know Forrest has donated to, and I think it was Sasha that found the item and bus that he had donated to that university. So we have the exact same quote with two different locations. Forrest then had another searcher go and find him at a book signing. Now this is third-hand information because the searcher has been known to maybe embellish at times. But supposedly Douglas Preston said, yes, I know there was 2 different quotes at 2 different locations, and there's a reason for it, and I won't tell you why. So you add all those together, and then if you are a friend of Douglas Preston's on Facebook, which some of us are, you saw a picture of Douglas and Forrest just this summer sitting and talking about the chase. I'm just saying. And if you don't know who Douglas Preston is, here, let me show you who he is.
And I would say, I believe I can research this to know for sure for tomorrow night's show, but I think it came from Douglas Preston about both parking lots. I believe Douglas Preston is the one that says, basically, Forrest told me this. If you believe him or not is up to you.
So he is a New York best-selling author,
Yeah.
and he has the codex. If you ever want to know, if you wanted kind of a fictitious story exactly about this Forrest Fenn hunt, you would want to read the codex. It is exactly the same story, and a lot of people.
Yeah,
don't
I
know
have
that.
the book and I haven't read it all, so I should read the codex. His Pendergast novels are very good as well. If it's like a Sherlock Holmes type of story, I guess you could say. But yeah, I really like the Pendergast novels, and I've read just about all of them. Yeah, so.
Okay.
And then ES
So,
says the hint is not in the parking lot, but it could be maybe in the area itself. Yeah, that's true. But why was that said? Is what we're trying to figure out.
yeah.
But yeah, we could probably do a whole show just on that.
And then Quanah Parker says, and Doug states F told him some exciting news. This is new information. Quanah, you need to tell us more. So this is one that I know either one would be interesting, but Once Upon a While is kind of the newest. Why did he do two? Why did he put Dizzy Dean in the revised edition? Why? This is since I have personally known Forrest, meaning I've actually met him. So that's why it's kind of interesting to me because I can ad lib with some of the discussions I have had with Forrest on there. And I don't think any super secret hints, or are they? Dun dun dun. So there you have it. So we will go back through all of the chat to see which one and which.
Yeah, I think it was pretty close. Too Far to Walk or Once Upon a While. So tomorrow when you guys tune in, you'll find out which book we're going to start.
Yeah. So, or we'll maybe stick with TTOTC. But so many people have said, why are you overlapping?
Because just
in
about
an area?
everybody's talked about the Thrill of the Chase, haven't they?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why not do something a little different? And I talked to Toby for a while. Again, Toby is a really, really nice person to me, and he has been so helpful. And I got to talk to him for a little while yesterday, and I got to talk to a few other searchers. This weekend was searcher crazy time because I think this is the time where everybody starts to like, okay, I've been boots on the ground either once or twice. Kids going back into school. It's kind of the end of the timing, and oh my gosh, if we didn't find it,
Kids are
I thought
going
for
back to
sure.
school, coming to the end of
Yeah.
the search season again, year 9.
Yeah, so I think it's time. We're gearing up for a longer search season. But don't worry, Mike and I have a couple of projects. If you think Chase-opoly was fun, oh, I can't even start teasing yet. Just focus on Chase-opoly because we have so much more to talk to about that. So anyway, there you go.
So Juno says, no, Hooley says, no one has really gotten deep with the Thrill of the Chase. It depends what you mean by deep. What is your definition of deep? Like, what do you mean? I've got a whole bunch of vlogs talking about hints in the Thrill of the Chase. So it depends what you mean by deep.
And even some people, when we went over just the preface, they're like, I can't believe you guys missed so much. It doesn't work unless you're willing to say something like, look at this paragraph or look at this. Mike and I are going to put our 5 or 6, like in the preface, there was probably 5 aspects we wanted to talk to per page. But if you don't say, and maybe you don't want to because it gives away your solve, that's not going to be help. I mean, it's not going to bring in any big discussion. So that's the other piece that I think is important.
So as we wrap up, 2 important things to remember. The Forrest Fenn Marathon is on September, what is it, K-Pro? 14th, Saturday, September 14th. We're going to go 12 hours. We will publish the list of guests beforehand so you guys know. If you want to be on the show, email us. Everybody's welcome. The World Series of Fenn this year is going to be Saturday, February 15th. We had to change the date. It is still going to be at Bailey's. The poker tournament Saturday night. We'll do a Chase-opoly tournament. We'll do some other fun stuff. We'll probably have events Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But please let us know because the way we plan things is based on how many people are coming out. And then Chase-opoly. You know, we said we're going to give the 2019 Searcher coin, this guy right here, to anybody who pre-orders. Any searcher who pre-orders Chase-opoly is going to get one until we run out. And when we run out, we actually mean run out, meaning there won't be any more. Less than 20 are left, guys. Less than 20 are left. So pre-order. If you have any
Yeah,
questions
but
on the
some
board
people,
game, what?
I've gotten at least a few saying, but I want to see it before I order.
Right,
We
right.
will have a prototype here, hopefully in the next month.
Yeah,
It's going to be made here, and so the rest of it's being made internationally and then shipped over. So you will be able to see lots of aspects. We're not going to reveal every single part. We're going to reveal
right.
a lot of it. We'll have some fun stuff, so you'll actually be able to see it, which will be so fun. Anyway,
Yeah, Chase-opoly, the Thrill of the Chase board game. You can email chaseopoly@gmail.com if you got any questions. We've shown the PayPal link before. There's a video we put out on how you can order and all that fun stuff. I've gotten checks in the mail. I've gotten money orders in the mail. So the sales, somebody asked how are the sales going. They're going okay. As you can see, that we've got less than 20 of the Searcher coins left. And then whoever pre-orders before Veterans Day, we are going to randomly select 3 lucky searchers, and they're going to get a numbered 2019 Searcher coin. Number 8,
right.
number 22, and number 30 in honor of Forrest Fenn's birthday. So
Yeah.
yeah, so thumbs up the video if you like the World Series of Fenn or the Forrest Fenn Marathon or Chase-opoly, the Thrill to Chase board game. And just thumbs it up for K-Pro. That's all. Just K-Pro.
Oh, how about Michael? Let's see how many more
Ah,
we get if I do that the next time. So no, we have fun, and that's what it's about. Is we're just trying to have fun. It doesn't matter the clicks and likes and all of that. We just want and
but thumbs up anyway. Yeah.
yeah, thumbs up anyway. So just tell us now which one you're going to review, K Pro. My better half always gets the whatever K Pro says because
Goes, yeah.
no, Mike is the head. I happen to be the neck, but I will.
Oh, I think she controls me. John.
No, no, not at all, honey. Honey.
John Lauro says, look forward to meeting all of you in Las Vegas. That's awesome. So put one down for the World Series of Fenn.
Yeah, and so our goal, and I just hope it grows every year, just because I can tell you everybody had an absolute blast, and that's what we wanted. There were so many people nervous. They're like, "Oh, what are searchers like?" and all that. They're like you.
Yeah.
That's it. They're like you. They're a little crazy, super fun, and imagination runs wild. So you guys were awesome. So
Wildcatter's daughter, yes. Anybody that pre-orders the game will get a 2019 non-numbered searcher coin. If you've already ordered, you're in, and it's only one per searcher. It doesn't matter if you order 1 game or 10 games. You get 1 coin. Once we run out of the coin, we're going to give the topo maps, a random topo map for everybody that orders before Veterans Day. And out of all those people that order before Veterans Day, 3 will get Willy Wonka's golden ticket, I think we called it. And we're not going to say who it is. When you get your game in the mail and you open it, you're going to find out. Do you have a numbered coin? Do you have a non-numbered coin?
that will be so fun.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
And then you have one of like Forrest Fenn birthday ones, and those are the
Yeah.
ones that we've had coins go up over $1,000. The numbered, like lower numbered coins, and so
Yeah,
and we're coming
yeah.
up with some creative ways to make sure they get in all of your hands. So that's been fun. So. Yeah, so for 75 a coin and a game, great
And it's
deal.
shipped to you right to your door. Yeah, that's all included in the price. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that the not parking lot clue? Like, is parking lot a clue? Is it not a clue? Is it actually in a parking lot? Here's the thing that, okay, let me tell you how far I went down this rabbit hole. You can actually go and find out what the displays in front of the Denver Museum were at particular times in each year.
Really?
It is amazing how some of those actually relate to chapters of the book.
What? We need to do a show on that because I didn't know about any of that. Well,
Michael,
you just
my search existed before you, my friend.
Well, you're not giving me any of this info though. This is the first time I'm hearing about it live on the K Pro Cow YouTube show. So somebody you just said, could it be in a parking lot? Well, Forrest has said it's not on a man-made trail, right? It's not in close proximity to a man-made trail. Is a paved street or a parking lot considered a man-made trail? Now, see, I always took when he meant that when he said that statement of not in close proximity to a man-made trail, meaning it's out in the wilderness somewhere. It's not around streets or parking lots, but it's also not in close proximity to a man-made trail. So that's kind of interesting that you were just like that. It could be in a parking lot. Well, could it? I don't know. I mean, I never thought of it being like in a city proper somehow.
I do not believe it's actually in. I believe the Denver museum, or the two parking lots are pointing to the two locations. And I
Hmm.
think it's something to donations that he's made, which could have FOIAs. People, don't let your mind explode. A FOIA is just knowing what has he donated to each of those places, or exhibits, because there's also exhibits that have happened in each of the locations at the time it happened. I think there's some timing that if you did some investigation, you could figure this out. I do not believe it means
Really?
it is in the concrete jungle of a parking lot. That is not his
Right.
like. I think there are some pointers and some subtle hints that we can figure out at both of those locations. That's just me.
So William says
Anyway,
the common denominator with both parking lots is he's leaving a car and he's walking to the treasure. My take is a car can take you to the last clue. Hmm, that's interesting.
so William, let me throw out something that might be, and I'm just going to say might because what if he made donations and those donations were particular items that reference the poem at both of those, Denver Museum and the university? Would that be informational enough to say, those are subtle because it's two layers removed,
Hmm.
and you need to figure those out. One of them's already out there. Sasha did it in a great video that she did early on. And there's some things at, I believe, at the Denver Museum. Is that subtle? I would call that subtle more than naming river bathing is best or any of those things.
Well, it's not right. It's not at a museum, William. I think
No,
maybe he's trying to communicate that there's something at these two universities, museums that would help you with the clues or something that relates to the book or something you're supposed to be focused on. I don't know, but it's not that the treasure chest is there for sure, right?
correct,
Yeah.
correct. In my opinion, correct. But and Wildcat Hatter is saying, please spill. How about we make this a, so that leads me to Once Upon a While. I just think it'd be fun to do, just like I do think the different versions of river bathing is best. I think that should be a panel for the upcoming marathon. That's why the marathons are so great. Those are the ones that we pack in some research and we throw some extra content in. For those of us that say there's not enough content, content. You get content. You get content. You get content. I'm Oprah Winfrey. You know that? I was Oprah there.
So Juno says, "Where is the parking lot mentioned in the Thrill of the Chase?" Well, I don't think it is. Is a parking lot in general mentioned in the Thrill of the Chase, or parking a car? I don't know. I'd have to do a search. But as far as the parking lot comment, it's in the forward of Once Upon a While. Where
Yeah.
Douglas Preston said the University of Northern Arizona, we'd have to look up. It's probably in an interview, one of the interviews, or one of the things. We'd have to figure out which video, though. So maybe for the
Well, and
marathon, we'll come up with that answer.
but what a great question, because here's, and I'm going back to AGK's video. What if Forrest passed away the day after the book release of TTOTC?
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't even know. We would still have two other states in play.
Yep.
We would have so much still,
People
and
would
it was
still
just
think
north
where
of the
Walt
Rockies.
Waters Halt is a dam. Yeah.
And you could go to Canada. You could go. So, do we believe everything that has been said after the fact? That's up to each searcher and their thoughts. But the treasure is not associated with the structure. So the idea of a museum, well, no, I'm not saying that the treasure is,
Well, no.
but okay. But,
I
well, go
think
ahead.
what William's saying is when Forrest said the treasure is not associated with the structure, then he says so is the idea of the museum is the association portion. In other words, is
No, it's where you do the research. So, in my opinion,
right.
let's say you believe some of those words are in a dictionary. That dictionary might be in a library. That doesn't mean that the library is actually a part of the solve. It is where you research and find the connections, in my opinion. So, if you believe that a certain word means something and it's related to Nez Perce Trail, and Nez Perce Trail is found within the Library of Congress, that doesn't mean the Library of Congress is a structure. That means that's where you found it. There are
Right.
some things that I think help us along the way.
I think what Forrest meant is the actual location of the treasure chest is not associated with the structure. It's not in a building somewhere. It's not in a log cabin. It's not associated with any kind of man-made structure. It's out there in the wilderness somewhere to find.
Yeah.
Um, and
Right. And
then
some people are saying Northern Arizona University. Absolutely. And then Juno says, I listen to Forrest. Right. We all do. And the problem is he's really vague. So which part do you listen
but
to? And
here's the
what's
other
your
part.
interpretation of, and he's contradictory in some of his statements. Which do you listen to?
But
Uh-huh.
well, here's the other thing that Forrest has said, which might rain on all this, but he said no specialized knowledge is required. So what does specialized mean? Because I think somebody asked him, do you need to know a knowledge of the Indian tribes or this, that, or the other thing? He says no specialized knowledge is needed. But then what does he say? He says all you need is the poem, the thrill of the chase, and a good map. That's it.
Well, and that
That's
actually
it.
that was one of the feedbacks that Cynthia gave to me because my solve actually went through the Nez Perce Trail battles. It started at the first battle and it went to the
But isn't that
second.
specialized knowledge?
That is what she
Yeah,
asked me. And
right.
it's like, okay, then how do you know what a canyon means? Is that specialized knowledge?
the
And
way the way I look at it, maybe this would be a good topic for the show tomorrow. But if all you need is the poem, the thrill of the chase, and or a good map and or Google Earth, if all you need is the poem and the thrill of the chase, and the thrill of the chase has hints that helps you with the clues, that's all you need. If there's any definition you got to look up, it should be in the thrill of the chase,
okay, so do you believe
right?
the periodic table should not need to be referenced?
Right. If you take what Forrest said at face value, anything you need to know is in the thrill of the chase. It's just not deliberately placed, so we don't know where it is and what to read the right way. But yeah, if he made it that simple, I know it's not simple. I know it's very difficult. But
Okay.
like, what does warm waters mean to Forrest? Where do warm waters halt? It's in the thrill of the
Mhm.
chase, and that's all you need. I mean, that's
Well, and
crazy
I
to
know
think
some
of when we all go down all these tangents. If I looked up 1,800 things, but
well, and if you look back at, and I know some people discount it because you weren't there, or maybe you heard the audio, I don't remember. When he said to me, like, what is your WWWH? And I'm like, oh, it's the Battle of Nez Perce. And he's like, where's your water? And I'm like, well, I didn't know there had to be water. And he's like, where warm waters halt?
yeah, to
And
him
I'm
it's
like,
obvious. He's like,
yeah. And
yeah.
he's like, simplify. He's like, he actually didn't say simplify, but he said warm waters. And I said, he's like, have you tipped your toe in it? And I'm like, so you haven't said that it's waters. He's like, where warm waters halt? And he's like, you do what you want, Pedro or
Yeah.
Christy or whatever he said. And it was like, I wanted to say like he was saying duh, but he didn't quite say
Right.
it that.
He's like, it says right in the poem, people, warm waters. What are you looking for? Now, somebody just said where warm waters halt is it cold water, and I think that's a distinct possibility, too. So, in a way, I want to go back to the thrill of the chase now, but we'll see. Do we do too far to walk once upon a while? But, Forrest said it's the poem, it's the thrill of the chase. That's all you need. No specialized knowledge required. Somebody said, do you need to know about the history of the Indians? He said no specialized required. And then he comes out with all the riddles, the ciphers, and all that list of things he says is not going to be
Yeah,
very helpful.
pounds per
Yeah,
foot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, all those
But
different
wait a
things.
minute, Mr. Slided, and you get
But that is just the poem, though. You are just using the poem. Still
no,
fits in
but
what he
you're
said.
this is
Because in the thrill of the chase, who knew the
it's not
trick?
that
Who's the only one who knew the trick? Forrest knew the sliding trick. Talking about sliding down the fire escape, he's the only one who knew the sliding trick. So, but yeah, it's interesting that what if it is all you needed was the poem and the thrill of the chase, and you use the thrill of the chase to figure out what he meant by warm waters halt, what he meant by Homa Brown. It's that easy. If you figure that out, it'll take you right to it. I mean, wouldn't that be crazy? If he says people will be surprised when it's found. Wonder if that's what he meant. It's that simple. It's a
yeah, but
book.
here's the thing. Everybody is affected by their perspective. And
Right.
this is one of the questions. Somebody said it in the chat of he's been a pilot forever. So is that knowledge to him that seems basic, but it's also not like reading a map? He has said knowledge of maps and geology,
Geography
geography,
would be
geography
helpful.
would be helpful.
Yeah.
Like I think he has some things that is in his like natural being because it's been since he's been 5 that some of us like first time I ever tried to really read a map outside of GPS was for this hunt. And I'm learning that. And like those topo maps, I'm learning how to do that. That's actually why I actually was watching Jason Gent channel back when like a year ago, not a lot of people were watching it because I was like, I am a novice. I need help on something that is so basic to him. If it's so basic to Jason, it might be so basic to Forrest. And so
Right.
Forrest doesn't consider it specialized, but to me, it's super special. I don't know how to read a topo map. That's specialized knowledge. So
And what
I
did
don't know.
Forrest Fenn say? Simplify if you can. Simplify meaning it's the book and it's the poem. Now, Tom Sawyer says Cowlazars. You're saying we don't need Cowlazars. That's right. You don't need any of the YouTube channels. You don't
Oh,
need.
oh,
You
entertainment
don't
only.
need a searcher coin. You don't need
Yeah.
Chase-opoly, but why do we have those things? Because they're fun. We're just trying to make it fun. It gets very frustrating, right? You go out, your boots on the ground, you come back, and you're like, well, this is impossible. Well, we're just trying to make it fun and a place for
Well,
people to get
but here's
together
the
and
other
talk.
thing. Oh, the human mind is very interesting. If it is not solved with 300,000 searchers or searches, it doesn't matter to me for this point.
Hmm.
How do you get through the ups and the downs? Many people do through other people. And knowing that other people have gone through what they've gone through, the frustrations, the different perspectives, the imagination of some of the people in this chase. Susie Fenhaven's a great example. I don't think like her. When I sit and watch her, she's like, you guys, listen to this. Pure of heart, nice person. Seemingly, I've not met her, so I can't say for sure, but gosh, she seems great. And she sees things. And I will tell you, Mike, you're another one that you'll say, oh, I saw it this way because you're so linear and logical. And I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, I think this way. And you're like, no. And I'm thinking to you, no. Neither of us can say no. We need to consider.
right.
So when we look at all this would have been solved in the first, like, look at, wasn't it Jenny Kyle's hunts? They were solved in the first hour. By the third one, I was like, I'm not even going to go out because they're going to be solved so quickly.
Right.
People think they're super hard and they're not. This one is super hard. There is no way because people that say it's so easy, great, where's your treasure chest, buddy boy? It doesn't exist. So we all need to learn
Buddy
from
boy.
other people. Buddy boy, that's what I say.
Well, the
Buddy
other thing is he said you have to think different things. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Specialized knowledge or knowledge. If imagination is more important, we have to get into the mind of Forrest Fenn's imagination. And how
boy.
do we do that with the thrill of the chase?
Yep.
I
And
hope that the solution is simple, meaning it's just a poem. The thrill of the chase book would tell you what he meant by the poem, and then maybe the hard part is finding what he meant on the map. What if Forrest Fenn said what Warm Waters Halt is? He said this is what it is. Now go in the 4 states and find that thing. How hard would it be if he told us what it is, but we still have to find out where it is? I wonder how hard that would be to find. Maybe it'd be simple once we know what it is. Maybe there's only one of these because it's where Warm Waters plural halts. If he told us what it is, how hard would it be to find where it is?
if
I
he
don't
said
know.
it's a hot spring, there's still hundreds of thousands of hot springs. So,
But
I
then
mean,
he
I
has
don't
to
think,
narrow it down somehow. I hope.
no, he hasn't even done that
No,
now.
no.
He
What
just,
I mean is, through the book. I'm not saying Forrest has
oh,
to. I'm saying the
yeah.
solution somehow we had to have known because he said there's a thousand places where warm waters halt north of Santa Fe. Look at the big picture. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I like what Juno says. I need my Cowlazars. I agree.
Ah, thanks,
I
Juno.
need my Cowlazars. Well, and that's what I think a lot of people, what are the blogs for? Like Forrest has said, entertainment. And I actually think it's more than that. It's support. I think one, it validates your solve. Two, it throws out your solve. Three, it helps different imagination, different perspectives. Four, different factual information. There were quotes that we were getting from Forrest for a time. I know that's been shut down. I wish everybody would get along and maybe he'd start that back up. But five, knowing that there are 100 other people sitting in a room talking about exactly this, when we say you're treasure hunters, that's a unique place to be where you're trying to find something. And I don't think it's just for this. I think poker players have it. I think any hobby group has it. Hardcore fishermen have it. Uh, Anybody that's really passionate about their aspect or their, I've spent probably about 6, 7, 8 hours in the last 2 days talking to searchers about their final solve location and how upset they are they didn't find it or they're getting ready to go out. A couple people, shout out to you, that are actually out right now. And here's the thing that I say, it's okay. But when you come back, no, we have been through it. We have done it. And just stick with us and we're all going through it together. It's the same as a fraternity. I don't want to equate it the same as to a military vet because I know that's life threatening at a whole different level and there's an appreciation for our service. But that's the kind of brotherhood, if you will. Like we're in this at a different place. And I think that's what helps me. That's why I started Thor, because I wanted a healthy place for that. There were some unhealthy places where people came back and their Forrest is a SOB and he's a bad person and I hate him because of this. I've been there. I was like, and you guys can find the post and I'm fine with it. Forrest, this is a hoax. I've gone out now 5 times. I can't find it. Hundreds of thousands of people have it. I'm mad at you. And I told him when he was like, "Are you okay safety wise?" And I'm like, "I'm fine, but don't talk to me because I'm going to tell you what I think of you right now." Because I was bitter. I was mad. It took me, walk of shame was only a few days, maybe a few weeks, but then I recovered. So that's all. That's all it is. So
Well,
there's,
who was it that put that in there? Oh, Wildcatter's daughter says, "Can you imagine how much area there's been searched by the community so far? A lot, and somebody has been within 200 feet. But yeah, a lot of. And think of all the area that's been searched so far that's incorrect. It's only in one of the 4 states, which means all the other 3 that's all wrong, and people have searched a lot in
well,
those
but
states."
here's the thing. I heard over on, I think it was the guy that owns the escape room. He was saying, let's get a database of where people have not have searched and not found it. Here's the problem. People have walked by it. They have been within 200 feet. I won't trust anyone else because here's the thing. We don't know how it's hidden. You walked right by it. It was right there. You mark it off the map, and we only go by the map that says the things that we think that is actually there. We've rolled out everything, but we really haven't because I don't think that can be a valid database unless Forrest says, "Yep, rule that off." We can't rule it off. Somebody has been within, and some people think up to 12 to 20 feet. I don't know.
You never know. But when Forrest says simplify, when he says get back in the box, what's the box? Forrest said that, right? Get back in the box.
Mhm.
What's our box?
Oh, there's been huge discussion on a couple of the forums about what is the box?
Right.
Is the box the treasure chest? Does that mean we need to get into the contents of the treasure chest, which only a few searchers have that for you? And I think it should be shared with everyone equally, not just people. Well, and then is that imagination? Is it actually imagination that we're talking about? Is
Mm-hmm.
it no? Stop with all the imagination. Focus back in on the poem. Does it mean stop looking at all the different books and all the different scrapbooks? Look at the poem 166. What does the box mean? What does the box mean?
I think the box means the thrill of the chase. That is our box. The poem is in the thrill of the chase. The hints are in the thrill of the chase. So when he says get simplify and get back in the box, I think he means get back in the thrill of the chase.
Okay,
Nothing else but the thrill of the chase. And this is just
but
something I've thought of as we're talking right here, where it's like it's all in the book. You don't need to research
so
anything on
that's the
Google.
box.
Yeah.
But T. Brown says 200 foot is the box. Tom Sawyer says Yellowstone National Park is the boundary, is the box. The box is the
It can be
matrix.
so many things with
The
so many
building,
people. Yeah.
yes.
And that's why Warm Waters is so hard. It can be so many things to so many people.
Yeah,
I mean, if Forrest
yeah.
Fenn came out and said, where Warm Waters halt is a lake, now go find the right one. How are we supposed to know the right one? Thrill of the
But
chase is the only way somehow it's got to be in the thrill of the chase, doesn't it?
at least that's better than what we have. Come on, Forrest. Oh, I think
If
he
he says
disagrees.
where 2 rivers converge into one is where Warm Waters halt, well, everybody would go with Madison Junction. But I
No,
mean, if
but
we knew
here,
what it was, I wonder how hard it would be to find where it is.
okay. So I think we know someone mutually that, I, well, we met before we were together. Um, he believed the treasure chest was at the bottom of water and actually had to have a scuba diving certificate.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so once
Yikes.
Forrest put out when people, you don't know who I'm talking about. Well,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
Um, so when Forrest put out after some people had drowned, it's not in water. He went, my solve is wrong. I've got to start over. He adjusted, and from what I understand, doing really well. I haven't talked to him recently about his solve, but really adjusted. If Forrest said, like I already asked the question before, where Forrest said something like, um, if Forrest said something like WWWH is water, half
Hmm.
the people would say that's not my. So you would have to either rationalize where you're crazy and it's confirmation bias, or you would need to get a new solve or adjust. So that's where I say when people say we need no more hints, okay, where's your treasure chest, buddy boy? That's my buddy boy.
Buddy boy.
Uh, yeah, it would help us. It would totally help us. So does he want to help us? Probably not because it's all silly. So whatever.
After doing treasure hunts, I would say searchers have a tendency to overcomplicate things. You get a clue.
Mhm.
People just overcomplicate it. It's just human nature. They go off.
But
I'm in Red Rock in the wrong area for 4 days.
no, you went
People over
miles and miles, and
complicate things. I
and
know.
it was so close. It was so
And I
easy.
had some help from somebody else to put me in the wrong area, but that's
No,
neither here nor there.
no, she was
Um,
in the right area. We give her full credit. She's awesome. We love her.
but my point is, we all overcomplicate things. So I wonder if it really is the hints that are in the thrill of the chase. Why are we not getting them? Like, what's going? How is it that hard? And maybe we just overcom. Maybe it is like
No,
simple. We're
but here's the
overcomplicating
thing.
it.
Here's the thing, and here's where you and I might disagree. With the boots on the ground clothing hunt, there was what 50 or 100 people.
Yeah, I don't know
You
how
could
many.
easily, or let's even say 500.
I ran into
You could,
searchers out there looking on 2 different days. So.
right, but I don't think more than 500 people paid for whatever. You could have someone overlook certain obvious things.
Mm-hmm.
When you have had a major hunt, $1 million hunt that's had at least, I know from the metrics from Thor, we're talking tens of thousands, let alone Forrest has said hundreds of thousands. He said 350. Was that number of searches or searchers? I don't know. Would you say then, how can we all overlook something that's so easy? I think it's something that is not as easy because we have redneck,
Right.
non-educated, we have really, really smart, not formally educated, we have MIT engineers, and we have everybody in between. We have kids, we have school kids, we have grandparents going out with their parents, we have empty nesters, we have international people, we have too many different walks of life for it to be, what are we just not thinking of? Maybe on a
Right.
hunt that has 50 or 100 or 500 people, this is year 10 of a multi 100,000 people.
Uh,
And
I'm
I,
not
I,
saying it's easy. It's obviously not easy. We're just overlooking something or we're overcomplicating something. So I don't know. People
Doug
take
has
that way.
asked, is Dal Neasel giving up on the search? In my opinion,
I
no.
doubt it. Yeah,
I don't
nah.
know. I
He's
don't
never
know
going
him
to give up
well,
on
but
the search.
I Hotel California. You could check out anytime you like. You can never leave. Somebody on Facebook, they couldn't figure out how to unsubscribe to one of the Facebooks, and they're like, "How do I get rid of this group?" And people were like, "You're never allowed to." Hotel California, and I said,
uh,
"Once you find the treasure chest." It's like, no, can you? Now I do have to say, because those of you that know or are on Facebook, um, a close friend of mine that I sent the two later books to, no, TTOTC and Too Far to Walk, finally sent me back his books.
oh, yeah.
And I said, okay, it's been 2 years since he searched. And I think this is it. He's like, I don't even check the forums anymore. He didn't read it for a while. He didn't go. Then he only checked the forums once a week. Then it was once every other week, then once a month. He actually, maybe there's somebody for the for the marathon. Like, how do you totally walk away from the hunt? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's always in the back of your mind. Even if you're
Yeah.
like, I'm done, I looked, I don't know where it is, I'm done, you're still going to be thinking about it. Yeah, Forrest Fenn, I want my life back. Has anybody solved Jenny's coded words? Huh? In our second book, has anybody solved the coded words? I don't know. That's a good question. Now, there was a treasure hunt, a cipher that was separate, and then there was Forrest Fenn's coded
Right.
words, and I don't know of anybody that solved it. So that's interesting.
Well, and the reason that I don't think that many searchers are fixated on that is she had the weekly words up front for like an entire year. And if she didn't solve it, she seems super smart, and her husband
Mm-hmm.
seems super into. If she didn't, she had an entire year of words that we were trickled once a week. It doesn't seem like they are something that is going to break it loose. I think that's the reason that I, I I remember the first round one we were going to start to look at, and a couple of people that were working on them like, that's cheating, don't do it. It's like, she's already been given the answer. Like, I didn't think it was as big of a deal. They were just so fixated and so negative about, you're not allowed to do it as a community.
Yeah.
It has to be an individual. And I know some searchers right now. This is an interesting one. Some searchers said if they go through this season and they don't find it, they're going to finally collaborate. And I am a true believer. Get it, true believer? I am a true
Uh,
believer that everybody has some little nugget of information that they maybe haven't shared. Like mine was the 1 mile. I could have not shared that when Forrest put it out generically. I knew about the 1 mile and I shared it. Mike's try the wheel or Sam's try the wheel. They could have not shared that. I think everybody has that. there's some groups talking about collaborating right now. I think that would be super interesting. I
So
think that could bring the groups together, but
So Nick
or solve.
says Jenny Kyle had coded words in the first book, and yes, Nick, those have been solved. And T Brown posted the solution right now in the chat. If you are in the right spot, something you probably haven't thought about should be obvious to you. Those are the coded words for Forrest Fenn in the first book. The second book I
But
have, but I'm not sure what's going on in the
but
second
that
book.
focuses on we all keep thinking it's something in the poem. That says that it's something at the right spot.
You probably haven't thought about should be obvious to you. Yeah, that's interesting. Something we haven't thought about. There's that important possibility nobody's thought of yet.
No, no,
All
I
right. Well,
don't
I think
see
we're
that.
going on an hour and a half. You want to keep
Oh
going? You
my
want to
God,
cut it?
no,
We could
we're
talk
going to be
all
on
about this tomorrow.
tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. We were just trying to get some feedback, and I don't even know what it is. Mike and I will talk either tonight, tomorrow, whenever. Is it going to be TTOTC, Once Upon a While, TFTW? I don't know. We will see what happens. And anybody new, TTOTC, OUAW, TFTW, you have to get up to date with alphabet.
Oh, Czar's got a good point. He says the poem unlocks the whole thing. It's an armchair hunt. You just need to go pick it up once you figure out how it was architecturally put together. Even in the winter, if you knew where to go. And because the line in the poem says, if you've been wise and found the blaze, if you've been wise, it does seem like we're supposed to figure it out and then walk with confidence right to where it is and pick
But
it
if the
up.
poem is that simple, like he's saying, simplify, and it's not a code, a cipher,
Yeah,
this or that,
yeah,
and the poem is so generic, it's a waters and it's
right.
a canyon and it's down.
I
What?
know. It's so simple, it's hard. It's so
I know.
difficult. It's so simple. It's the most difficult poem in
Well,
the
it's
world.
funny because I teach statistics, and when I teach statistics, I'm like, guys, just step with me through the 12 steps. And they're like, by 3, they're like, no. I'm like, stop. Let's just take it one step at a time because I try to keep them with me. And some people just shut down when it comes to that. Maybe this is a shutdown. I don't think it's that specialized knowledge, statistics. Let's get back to something simple.
So I'm going to
And
grab my Thrill of the Chase book and I'm going to go down the road to Olive Garden. So if anybody sees me, if you're in Olive Garden in Vegas, come by and say hi. So I think I'm going to go
oh,
reread the book. It's been a while since I've actually read it. So, but I just like the idea that he keeps saying, get back in the box, simplify. You can move with confidence. And he said something about the person who finds it will think, what took me so long? You know what I mean? There's all these little things where it's like, we're just way overcomplicating it somehow. I don't know how, but
nah,
we'll see.
nah,
It's a
nah.
Thrill of the
That's
Chase or
the
Beacon Star. I'm kind of vacillating. Maybe I'll get back to Thrill of the Chase.
hold on. What? This is a what?
Beacon Star is another treasure hunt that I
No,
think's
Beacon
interesting.
Star is another treasure, but I'm like tried and true Forrest Fenn. So
I know.
I'll keep your toe dipped over in Forrest Fenn.
Yeah.
You
We're always going to talk about Forrest Fenn.
yeah, for
Olive
sure.
Garden is a euphemism for poker. Yeah, right. Oh, it is on the way. Bailey's is down there. So, okay.
You have to be at work early in the morning, my
I
friend,
do have to
and
be to
you're
work
gonna
early. I'm
have.
going to be dead for the show tomorrow, but that's fine. And I have one.
Well, I was gonna say, and you have a live show in the
Yeah, and I
afternoon.
have live. Well, at least I get home, take a nap maybe before the show. Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thumbs the video up. Remember, September 14th is the Forrest Fenn Marathon. Let us know if you want to be on it. Let us know if you have some ideas for the marathon. February 15th is the World Series of Fenn Poker Tournament. Let us know if you're coming. It's Valentine's Day weekend. Maybe we'll do a couples thing. I don't know. Chase-opoly taking pre-orders. We have less than 20 of the 2019 Searcher coins left, which you will get free with your order. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
Anything
That's
to
all we
add?
have
We
to
will
say.
be on same
No,
bat time, same
we
bat channel tomorrow.
we said 15 minutes. We're gonna talk about a few things, and look
An
what
hour or
happened.
2 hours later. Remember to
Yeah,
thumbs up the
exactly.
video. Remember to subscribe. I'm looking at analytics. There's like 60% of the people that watch the videos are not subscribed. Why is that?
Yeah.
Because if you were subscribed, you would know that we went live. So a lot of people came in and said, "Oh, I missed the beginning." Well, maybe that's because you're not subscribed. I don't know.
Subscribe now. Thumbs up.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Love y'all.
Fenn and Teller. Nice, Czar. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific. Bye.